Hello, and welcome to tonight's G.CHAT. Let's go ahead and look at a comment right away with Coach McKenzie. With all the craziness going on in the world right now, it is sometimes easy to lose sight of how much we have to be grateful for. This served a nice reminder. Very true. Coach Jaime, the great Coach Jaime, says something a little similar about gratitude. Gratitude is such a thing that our society struggles with. With us always comparing ourselves to others, we need to learn to be content with ourselves and be proud of who we are. Very true words from Coach Jaime. It leads into something I want to talk about. This is November, Thanksgiving November. So all month long in the G-Chats, we're going to be focusing on gratitude. Jaime pointed out that we need to be proud of ourselves. We need to have confidence. We need to be grateful for what we have, for who we are. Very true. And I'm going to take it a step further with today. Sometimes you feel like, you're not achieving what you want to achieve in life. Maybe you had some goals for yourself out of high school, or maybe you're in high school and you had some high school goals for yourself that you're not achieving. Maybe you wanted to be a movie star, a singer. Maybe you wanted to be a great poet. Maybe you wanted to be a major professor, a scientist. Maybe you wanted to be going to the moon. Maybe you wanted to be a politician. Maybe you wanted to be senator. Whatever it is, you might feel sometimes that you're not meeting those goals, and you might get down on yourself. No matter what, even if you don't achieve all of your goals in life, your life is immensely important. And I want to relay that to you with a story. So on the Mayflower, there was this indentured servant named John Howland. And just so we understand, indentured servitude was something that was very common back in this time. This is a good way to think of it as like temporary slavery. Essentially, if you owed a debt to somebody and you couldn't pay it, or maybe you wanted to do something like you wanted to cross the ocean and get to America, one way you could pay for it is by saying, look, I will essentially be your slave for X amount of years in return for this service, or I owe you this debt, I'll be your slave for X amount of years to pay you back. And then when that debt is paid off, you're free to go. Well, John Howland was an indentured servant on the Mayflower. One stormy night, they had all the halyards down and everything into the water, dipping into the water because the waves were just crazy. It was a stormy, terrible night. Many people on the Mayflower didn't survive. John Howland, this indentured servant, fell off, grabbed onto a halyard, just happened to grab on. The waves are going crazy. Some of the men saw it, they ran over and tried to get him back up. He's under the water for quite some time, bouncing back and forth. The chances of this guy surviving this crazy thing are almost zero. But somehow they pulled him onto the boat. They got John Howland out. He ended up making it to the new land. And later, John Howland would pay off his debt. He would get his freedom again. He would marry and he'd have children. He had 10 children, this John Howland. 10 children and 80 grandchildren. Now, what's impressive about John Howland? He had an important life. But more important than that, this indentured servant, his generations that came after him, the family that came after him is incredible. You have Franklin Roosevelt, Humphrey Bogart, Chevy Chase, George H. Bush, and George W. Bush. All of these people wouldn't have existed if on that night, John Howland's life was not spared. John Howland's life was so significant to the world's future because of the children, grandchildren, and descendants he would have. Well, your life is just as sacred. You never know the impact your life might have on the rest of the world. You are a very important human being, and I believe that you're part of a master plan. Now, let's go to my final comment. Shifting gears here. We got to shift gears. Talking about John Howland, a little heavy, very important. I want to know why nobody sent me a video chat. That's not true. Somebody tried. April left me a message. She said that she tried the video chat, it didn't work. Okay, so I fixed it. It should work now. So please, maybe that's what happened to you. Let's see who's gonna be the first one to send me a video chat. So I'm gonna give a little prize to April. Target, it's her favorite place. I looked it up and she has a beautiful family. You should know April. If you see her in the gym and you don't know her, make sure you introduce yourself. You guys, all of you guys, let's think about how to be grateful. Let's think about how important our lives are. Have a beautiful and blessed weekend. Thank you for being part of Gymnastics USA.